people think that meditation is just about training their focus, like it's focusing on one object and then remaining focusing on that object for a longer time, and they think that that is meditation. Yes, that is one part of meditation, but it is kind of like it has to go above that. So to be able to go above that, so this profound method of being aware, of awareness, is very necessary. So somehow, when we actually rise above the awareness, I don't know, that kind of a, if you can understand that, it's like you don't identify even with your awareness. So it's kind of like you are sort of like above the awareness, you are above your mind, you are above your thoughts. And so that kind of like when you are in that state of being aware of awareness, being like a sky, and somehow that will actually help us to feel more spacious and to feel more open. And that is actually the freedom. And there is a great freedom in that you will not caught up in many different thoughts that are arising in our day-to-day life. So that is like just kind of like this profound method of sort of like letting yourself be aware of awareness. And that is a very interesting and very profound teaching that was actually given by Buddha Shakyamuni. And then that teaching was actually carried into Tibet. And there are different terminologies that they use, like sometimes there is a Dzogchen practice, right? Dzogchen practice is mostly on sort of like a awareness, mind, understanding the mind, understanding how, like the mind actually is the totally like a complete, right? And then another kind of like a teaching that actually also later it was titled as a Mahamudra. And that is also like the practice of how to reach that level of being aware of awareness. So that is why just kind of like if I put it in a simple kind of like a language that everybody can understand, then just let your mind open like a sky. And then just kind of practice that, you let your mind open like a sky, and then let all the thoughts float freely like a clouds. And then just kind of let yourself sort of like remain in that state. Then you will actually experience of being aware of awareness in your day-to-day life. So this is kind of like you don't need any specific philosophical background or religious background or anything. It's just kind of like personally, like this kind of like being aware of awareness in my day-to-day life, it is very helpful, because when situation happens in my day-to-day life, then instead of letting myself carried away or kind of like dragged into the situation, you just kind of pull yourself out of the situation. You just pull your mind out of the situation, and then let your mind be like a sky, sort of like just looking at the situation from above, not from the underneath. Just kind of, if you let yourself underneath the situation, then what happens is we bring the situation so close, right? And we are underneath it. It's just kind of like you have a small rock in your hand and you're bringing it so close to your eyes and you're looking down and then you are under a big, huge rock, right? And actually, it is just a small rock. It's just a perspective because we actually tend to look at the situation from underneath and so close that we exaggerate the situation and then we make that situation so big and then we'll think that this is what my life is. I am just crushed into this, It's in reality, if you look it from above, it's not a big thing. It's just kind of like it's just a small rock. So that is so kind of like a open awareness. When you actually understand and when you let yourself be aware of the awareness, then it is just kind of like you will understand, like you actually kind of like not let yourself get carried away by the situation. And many situation is not a real situation. Actually, it is a mental situation, right? In our all the situation that is maybe 90% of situation that we think that is a real situation is all our mind-made situation. So, when you actually understand and when you let yourself be in that sort of aware of awareness, then you rise above the situation. So that is a kind of personally, it is very helpful. It is not some sort of a religious philosophical thing. So don't take that as a religious philosophical thing. Just use that as some very profound method to free yourself from all the thoughts and make yourself more, what do you call, spacious, open, and free.